Hi guys and welcome back. Today I'm going to be speaking on actual false paperwork, false documents that illegal aliens, illegal immigrants will actually uh, look for these type of services. These services are primarily in deep migrant neighborhoods where the majority of the people are undocumented aliens, and they need some sort of identification or some sort of document to be able to render um, renting an actual apartment, uh, an ID presented to an actual bank, or even a casino. You need an ID to actually, to enter these type of actual facilities. And the way they go about it is that they'll actually pay for a fake document, but this document cannot be presented to law enforcement because they're false and they can find out that they're actually fake right away, just by the feel of it, just by the bend of the actual material of the actual ID. So apparently 14 Brazilian nationals charged with identity theft in nationwide sharing and delivery account fraud scheme. But before I forget, I'm going to mention this why this is actually kind of dangerous. Actually, it is dangerous just for the fact that um, you're going to render some sort of driver's license to a person who has not actually passed an actual driving test, written or the driving test. Um, they could be given to a sex offender. They could be given to a felon that's actually a violent felon. These are the type of actual uh, backgrounds that the actual types of actual rideshare apps. That's what they actually flag for. And if these actual individuals are going underneath that radar and giving these factual false documents to actually be picking you up, picking up a loved one, that's when we'll have a problem, because you don't know their actual driving skills, you don't know their actual violent background checks, and that can be very, very dangerous, or a pedophile, a predator. So apparently, 14 Brazilian nationals were charged in a second. This is the second actual one. The first one was 19. This is only 14. Superseding indictment by a federal grand jury in the Boston area in connection with a national-wide conspiracy to open fraudulent driver accounts with multiple rideshare and delivery service companies. Basically, food delivery, right? In May 2021, 19 defendants were indicted on one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud by using stolen identities and falsifying documents to create fraudulent driver accounts for rent or sale to individuals who might not otherwise qualify to drive for the actual rideshare or delivery service. See, that's what the scary part is right there. See, and they actually rented these actual credentials out. That's even scarier, because the fact that this actual individual is going to be graded and there could be five people using that actual same name. So apparently the defendants allegedly exploited referral bonuses programs offered by the rideshare and delivery companies and used bots and GPS spoofing technology to increase the income earned from the companies. As a result of the scheme, the IRS forms 1099 were generated in victims' names for income that conspirators earned from the rideshare and delivery service. So they were actually filling out tax documents on behalf of these actual identity theft victims. The second superseding indictment also charged 14 of the actual defendants with aggravated identity theft related to the use of the victim's means of identification in connection with the conspiracy. According to the charging documents, the defendants allegedly used victims' identifying information to apply for driver accounts which, with the rideshare and delivery companies, enabling defendants to pass those companies' required background checks and create driver accounts in victims' names. At times, defendants also edited victims' driver's licenses images to display photos of the actual drivers renting or buying the fraudulent accounts in order to circumvent facial recognition technology that the rideshare and delivery companies use as a security means. So that's even deeper there, you know what I mean? Because they got all your regular information, your true information, and your true address, but they're putting a different picture on that driver's license. That could be very, very scary and very, very hard to contest, to actually say it is you. And so also along with social security numbers from conspirators and other sources, including sites on the dark net. So they use the actual dark net to actually the majority of these actual identity thefts. The defendants and co-conspirators also obtained driver license images directly from victims by photographing victims' license while completing an alcohol delivery through one of their actual services. So they actually took the person's the customer who's ordering the actual liquor, they actually had them send them some kind of actual image of their actual driver's license, make sure that they're over 21 in order for them to get delivered alcohol. So that's how they got a lot on some of the actual identities through that actual means. And and then one of the services on while exchanging information with victims following vehicle accidents, some of which defendants and co-conspirators intentionally caused in order to obtain victims' license information. Wow, that's even creepier because they're causing an accident just to get your actual contact information to settle up with that actual accident that they caused. But unwillingly, you have to give it in by law. You have to give them your actual identification info, and that's how they got some actual driver's license info too by causing a car accident. That sucks. And finally, let's not forget the actual aggravated identity theft. They enhanced that where it's automatically 2 years just for that charge itself, along with the other charges they tack on and along with your sentences. But automatically, you will do 2 years automatically because they enhance that charge of aggravated identity theft. Therefore, you will be doing time for just for that actual crime. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe.